Second week in a row, YouTube's let me down. There we go. John, we need you back for our intro music.
John, we need you back just so that I'm not looking this way and then surprise, everybody! Hello,
YouTube keeps letting me down.
Gratcast. We are back, and we are having our third week. Is it without John? Valentine's
no, second
Day,
week. Second week.
Then last week, and then this one. Yeah.
But I think there was a week in between there that we might have been off or not. But John is supposed to be back that next week.
Yay! We missed John.
He allegedly lands back in LA tomorrow, and we'll be on the show next week. This week we've got Paris Calibur, singer-songwriter from Buffalo, New York, joining us shortly. We're live from the park today, dear.
Yes, that's the park near our house.
Yeah.
It's very nice, right? You wouldn't think so for California. And that's where the fire was. A year ago with the Creek Fire, it actually originated in that park, all around there. Crazy, huh? Looking healthy now, though.
You're all bunched up on me here, dude. You gotta move over a little bit. Look, you're in the middle of our thing.
I think it's because my big giant Snuggie makes it look like I'm more bunched and over. I'm wearing the Snuggie.
Take some of that empty space over on your right hand side.
I'd like everyone to notice that a Snuggie is actually just a robe that you turned around and is made of slightly different material.
Oh, got a little room here.
Oh, excuse me.
Right, yeah. John's gonna be back next week. We've got the lovely Andrea with us one more week before she goes back behind the camera. Put her back in the corner. Paris is going to be joining us, as I mentioned, here very shortly.
And then we are having a new segment of the show.
Ooh, Andrew's
it
all
is
fired
called
about this.
M's Corner. Chris wants it Emily's Corner, but it's M's Corner because M gets to choose what the name is, and she wants M.
Does that make her an MC?
What does the C stand for?
Corner.
Yes. There you go. Aren't you cute? Yay. Sometimes it takes a minute. I didn't know if it was standing for something else. Whatever.
Got anything for that? No.
No.
You are a huge nerd.
Yeah.
I am a huge nerd. Whatever. I want to... Can you give me the definition, please? Can you use it in a sentence?
I reorganized my my sound effects here, Andrea. Yeah.
The Abyss one? We're searching for aliens at the bottom of the sea?
Uh-oh, we found something. Call it.
Airstrike standing by.
Roger that.
What the fuck?
If we identify a false target,
Airstrike standing by.
Negative.
we can call it off. We can call off the airstrike now.
And what would we talk about that would actually be a false target? What have you guys talked about that at one point everyone believed was true? And then we found out later...
I don't know. You're putting me on the spot here.
Yeah, I am. Welcome to Bullet Blitz at the beginning.
This would probably be a good time to transition to the fact that we are lined up for the rest of the week, or I'm sorry, the rest of the month with guests. I'm starting to fill up.
The rest of the month, it's still February. Are you talking about March?
March, yes. March is lined up with guests. We're starting to fill up for April.
Let us show you. These are all the people, literally.
Got to peek around there.
Boom, boom.
Got to peek around. Oh, there you go. So next week in studio, actor Cash Covey is going to be joining us. This is the long talked about Cash Covey appearance. We've been talking about this since Gratcast 100 when we first met Cash, and we had to wait for the studio to be done. We had to wait for the ability to bring in guests to be done. And when it was all said and done, Cash decided he wants to show up, come right in studio. Next, we have...
went too fast for him.
We've got music supervisor Jenny Piat. Jenny is one of Jenny Jones's friends that we met when we went out. Jeannie Jones. Jeez, Jenny got me. Jeannie Jones are the whole tie-ins with the J's there. But we met Jenny at Jeannie Jones's birthday party. She's a music supervisor in the business, and she is quite a character herself, and she's going to be joining us in studio for that one. Peek around here, dear. Whoop, there you are. See, everyone's gonna see it. Now,
and then the week after that, March 18th, which
jump on this one.
Isn't that St. Patty's Day? Is that St. Patty's Day?
That's the day after St. Patrick's Day.
That's
the 17th is St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh.
Greg's also going to be in town for this episode.
Wow. It is going to be a full desk.
Yeah, 318 is going to be a packed one.
Let's just say the way you're going to have it set up, there's going to be 2 people where that box is.
And then our Buffalo Star Search father-daughter team is going to join us on March 28th. You know what else March 28th is probably going to mark, dear?
March 28th or March 25th?
March 20...
It would be the 25th.
Oh, we got a typo here, folks. We got a typo. March 25th. March 25th.
Somebody made graphics all by himself.
But get that off screen. We don't want to see any more of this typo. But you know what?
But April 1st. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. April 1st. It's not a joke. Conscious 716 will be here.
Oh, I listened to a bunch of his music the other day when I was
No joking, baby.
I was out on the hammock doing some work, and I listened to a bunch of music on Conscious 716's website, which is conscious716.com. He's got a bunch of songs right on there, and this kid is absolutely talented, doing a lot of good things, and he's got a great head on his shoulders. So we're excited to talk to him on the show, and probably working on some things in the future with him.
And you were going to say something about
March
John
25th.
Constantine and his daughter on the 25th.
That is probably going to be the first time we're going to get our panel working here. The multiple remote guests on screen, because I'm going to be in Buffalo for that week. So it's going to be you sitting in with John here in the studio, me on the remote camera, and then John Constantine and his daughter joining us to talk about the books that they write together.
Did you all just hear that? John and I are going to be running the show.
We're going to have 2 Johns.
We will have all the control. Guests. Oh my! Yep. We might not include Chris on it. We'll just have the other. We'll have it be our own thing. He has no idea. He'll be in Buffalo. What can he do?
I'm going to be a little box up here, hovering over, watching over my whole show from down in the box.
Yes.
Making sure you guys
do it right. He'll be webcamming us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So that's our little lineup for the next month.
We should talk a little bit about the Buffalo Star Search again. We haven't been pushing this as hard as we need to, and we've got a few more minutes here before Paris joins us. Andrea, give us your thoughts on the Buffalo Star Search and what we're looking for from that.
We are looking for artists. It's everyone from actors to writers to stagehands to editors to musicians. Anything that you can do that gets you somewhat in the industry. If you have a talent or a skill, we want to know about it. Show us what it is. Tell us about it. If you have a friend who is and they're a little shy, that tends to be the bigger thing.
Shout out.
Like, not everybody toots their own horn, or they actually don't feel that they are qualified when you see the potential they have. And that's all people need sometimes, is just a little push from those around them to see that it doesn't have to be a hobby. It can actually be your career or a lifestyle.
I'm kind of speaking from my own personal feelings here on this one, but I feel like the best artists are the ones that really don't feel comfortable tooting their own horns. They want their work to speak for themselves, which is why it's important, if you know a talented artist and you don't think they're getting enough recognition and support, that you do give them a shout out whenever possible. And if you use the Buffalo hashtag, Buffalo Star Search, hashtag Buffalo Star Search, and tag us and Pulp716 in that hashtag, you can potentially win a prize for celebrating your friend, the artist, that needs a little more light shined on them. And we're going to take your recommendation, reach out to that artist, and invite them to come on the Gratcast and talk to us more about the art they're creating.
You know, it doesn't even have to be someone you know. Like, if you're just walking around Buffalo and you see something, like if you see an awesome painting, you read something cool.
Well, it's not the Buffalo
like,
Stranger Search.
It could be. It's the Star Search. You think it's worth noting. You think it's awesome. Bring it up. You don't have to be someone who knows them personally. Besides, wouldn't that be actually more flattering?
Yeah, but I don't want like the Buffalo Steve search, and now people are just saying, hey, this Steve guy, you should know Steve and talk to Steve. If Steve's like painting,
I don't know. Does Steve do some pretty awesome stuff?
If Steve's creating some stuff, by all means, Steve is a star. So tag him under the Buffalo Star Search. But I don't want random Steve tags. We don't need to know about the Steves.
Sorry if your name is Steve. This kind of sucks for you right now.
Well, sorry, Steve, but see, you got to get that double S connotation going in there.
All right.
But yes,
you bashed every Steve in our audience.
Buffalo Star Search. Use the hashtag recommend somebody today, and we're going to follow up with them and see if we can't get them on the show.
That would be fun.
That's how we found out
We're ready
about...
for April, everyone.
That's how we found out
next
about Conscious 716. That's how we found out about Mindy Davy. That's how we found out about John Constantine and his daughter, the father-daughter writing duo, was from the Buffalo Star Search.
That's awesome. So I guess we're kind of highlighting that for the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear, anything exciting happened with Gratwick this week that we can talk about here?
Oh, that we can talk about.
Yeah,
we can talk about absolutely everything.
I can't wait till April comes and there's no more picking our words.
I feel like he's telling me right now that I can't really talk about anything, which binding my hands, binding them, man.
Our electronic press kit is now on the website. I did put that up there.
If anyone would like to see it, gratwickproductions.com. Go and take a look. Tell us what you think.
Emily says she knows lots of stars and artists, but they're not currently in Buffalo. Well, Emily, you've got two choices in that situation. You can either tell them to move to Buffalo, or you can hold on a little bit longer until we grow this thing big enough that we can help everybody beyond Buffalo. But we got to start somewhere, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I got kind of a preferential treatment / bias towards Buffalo.
Just a little bit. Wee bit.
Be a little bit bigger if the Sabres man the hell up and didn't choke the season away, but we're not going to get into that.
Hi, Siobhan. Hello. Good to see you. We're going to be having Emily on here in just a little bit. If you guys have been paying attention to any of the comments that we have over in the corner, you'll see that we have both of our lovely ladies.
So, Paris should be calling in any second now to join the show, and while we're waiting for her to jump on, I want to talk more about Grid Fam, because Grid Fam is really hooking us up here. That's how Silver joined the show last week. If you didn't get a chance to watch last week's show, we had Silver Padilla on. He is the CEO of Esports Labs, and he joined us in the box. This week, Paris is joining us in the box, but the box is brought to us by gridfam.com. They've built this great app that I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I can't believe that this thing is free. It's a podcaster's dream app for bringing in guests. They just go to the link, they use their Twitter handle, they pop up right on screen, and their Twitter handle is right above them, so all the audience members that are watching the show and that, they know right where to follow the guest, jump onto their social media feed, and it's...
You know what I like about it?
Beautiful app.
You found them, like, they were still kind of just getting the app up and going, right?
They're like, how did you find us? Like, we're not out there yet. We're not telling anybody about it. I'm like, oh, I used to skip trace. I used to be a bill collector. I find what's out there.
But, like, you found them when they were still
their Discord
pretty
server.
much working out the kinks.
Yeah.
Like, they were beta testing stuff on their own still.
Yep.
And we were trying to do so many things with the show that they changed what they were doing. Like, they adjusted it. They actually got the feedback that they needed from a user, and they did something immediately. Like, that's awesome.
It was just the two developers in their Discord server. They hadn't been really sharing it around or anything yet, and I found it, joined the Discord server, and I said, I love what you got going on here, boys. I want to use it. I think everybody's going to want to use it, and it's cool to know you were the first person in somebody's Discord server and watch the people start trickling in, and it gets bigger, and a couple more start coming in. Like,
I think Siobhan and Emily totally know that. If you haven't seen over the past week or so.
Oh, we have been.
They also use GridFam during Max's Fight Club.
Yep.
So over the past couple weeks, Max's Fight Club has been getting a little friskier, a little bigger. They started bringing in prizes for people. And everyone can come on over to the Discord and meet up with Chris there. Well, that got a little feisty this week. We had a nice little pile of people come on over, start checking it out, and that was exciting. Siobhan and Emily saw a big boost of, holy wow, there's like a lot of people talking all right now. So it was a very nice change. I gotta say, GridFam has added to our show and to our business in general.
Yeah. It's the perfect podcast tool. Like they built it for the gaming industry, much like Discord did as well. And these things are great community tools. The ability to pull in different people, and one of the things we're going to get to try, probably March 25th, is like we can set up a whole panel here. So like from over on Andrea's side to over by me could be people all on the show, and we're having a little talk back. Like, I don't know if you ever watch Around the Horn on ESPN, but yeah, we can do that.
The one thing we can't do? No iPhones.
No, well,
they're still working on that one.
They did say that it's coming soon. It's going to be ready soon in their next big update.
See, and that's fine. Most people have access to some sort of Android or PC.
The great part about it not being ready yet is all of our LA peeps and their love for Apple have to come into the studio to join us. So that's how we get Cash Hovey in the studio. That's how we got Jenny Piat coming in the studio. It's their Apple fascination worked in our favor.
Yay! So Paris should be joining us any moment here.
Oh, we are definitely ready for Paris to call into the show. And
so Paris is a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
She has music actually out there right now. Like anyone could go and search Paris Calibur.
Paris has been writing and making her own music since she was 7 years old. She's not 7 anymore, but
nope. She is an adult. She has grown up to over 18.
So while we're waiting for Paris to join the show here...
But what I was going to ask is, do you have a song queued up?
That's exactly where I was going, dear. Good setup.
Because I was thinking maybe we might want to take a little listen. And, ooh.
We're...
Ready? Oh, I think she might be listening. Come on, Paris.
So while we wait for her to call in, here's a little taste of Girl of Your Dreams.
You don't wanna be with me, no. I think you just like my ego. Honestly, I need a hero to save me. Even though today is a new day, you're still stuck in your old ways. Will you follow me off a highway? It can get crazy. Baby, let me tell you something. If you love me, I ain't wanting for nothing. Step your good or loving. Keep me hot like I am your oven. Tell me why you think I am the girl of your dreams. I got a little dark side to me. Tell me, baby, can you tame that thing? Putting my truth in a song.
Here we go.
Before you see this ass in a thong.
Perfect timing.
Yes, I'm a wild girl. Do not doubt my self-esteem.
Hi.
There she
Hello,
is.
hello!
Absolute perfect timing. Right at the spot where I was going to end
Can
your
you guys
song.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Slight delay?
Nope.
Okay.
We
Good,
just
good.
we just got done playing a little bit of your song, "Girl of Your Dreams."
Okay.
Loved it. Loved it a lot. I was definitely enjoying it. I like it.
Oh, did you?
Okay, so let's
That's good.
let's dive right in, Paris. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself. How long you've been making music? Just give us the general Paris background.
Well, I've been writing songs since I was about 7. And yeah, I just like to make music. Like, I do it all the time for fun. And, you know, I do want to take it somewhere, though. Like, I have a dream of
Yeah.
writing for, like, a big artist one day.
Oh, one
I
second.
like to eat healthy. I like to work out.
Hold up, Paris. 1 second. We gotta just do a quick refresh. For some reason, you're not appearing on screen. So I want to make sure we have you on screen. I'm not sure why that would have happened.
Thank you, Emily. I was wondering that too. It wasn't showing up on my end, but it's also saying everything is accessed.
Is it okay?
1 second.
Almost, as we just spoke about the Grid Fam being amazing.
Here, you keep talking to Paris, and I'll work on that.
Chris is trying to get you back on screen is all. For some reason, it's not
Okay,
popping up
cool.
with that. So, we were wondering, was that your first song that you, like, what was the actual first song that you ever wrote?
Back when I was like young, I kind of remember it, but I didn't. I'm like never recorded it. You know, I was never around the studio when I was like young.
So when did you start recording your music?
When I moved to Buffalo, I started recording. My dad's girlfriend's sons. I know it's a lot, but they, you know, they do music. They produce music and record and mix and master and all that. So, yeah.
So did you have like a collection of music that you were able to record, or are you still recording off of all the things that you wrote in the past? Like, how does that work? Because, like you said, you started when you were really young, so you have to have a ton of stuff.
Well, I'm sorry. Just state your question over, because I'm trying to, like, see what you're saying.
So, when you started recording your music, do you have, a whole ton of stuff that you're still going through that you could actually record and have, like, the earlier years, if you ever felt like doing it in that style again?
I get what you mean now. Not exactly. I do still have like a couple songs in my head, but no, I didn't think to bring them back yet. But I have been thinking about it.
That would be cool. Nice little vision of beginning, like what it was like when you were younger and how you saw yourself as an artist and as a creator and how it kind of evolved into what it is now. That would be very cool. So you said that you weren't originally from Buffalo. Where are you originally from then? Because we started talking about it and then we kind of got cut off with that little experiment with the camera.
Okay.
You're back up on screen now. You're good to go.
Okay. So yeah, I'm from Niagara Falls. I moved to Buffalo in 2009. You know, it's not that far, but I'm still in between cities sometimes, you know, visiting with family and things like that. I love Niagara Falls. I think it's a great place. It could use some work as far as like poverty issues and things like that. A couple of the streets are like, you know, not that great, but the historic part of Niagara Falls, I'm really into that.
Well, if all goes well, some of the things that we're working on will have an impact in the Niagara Falls community. Hopefully an esports arena is to come very soon. Hopefully Andrea didn't ask this question while I was off screen, but one of the things I've been wanting to ask you is, what was the very first song that you wrote? You did ask this?
I did.
Damn it! All right. So what did you ask her? What inspired that song? Like when the light went off? Okay.
I just skipped straight to what was the first one you recorded then?
Okay. So when you made your first song, there was obviously a moment where you had never written a song before, and you decided, I'm gonna write a song. It was suddenly there in your head. Do you remember what the light switch was? That moment that suddenly said, I'm gonna put this pen to paper.
Well, it kind of just came out of nowhere. Like, it's not something anyone specifically influenced. I just always liked music. Like, growing up, my mom had us listening to, like, every different music, like hip-hop, rock, pop, reggae, like, everything. So I think that just stuck. And then in the long run, you know, it just stuck. And sometimes that's just how things work. Like, you're around something, and then later on in life, it's just like things naturally come to you for certain people.
So
yeah.
Wow. Go ahead, dear.
So you were talking about how your mom, like, naturally liked music being around. It was something that she brought into your life. So when you told her that this was something you wanted to do, like, actually do, not just, you know, it's fun during school kind of thing, but a goal in your life, how did she react to that?
I never told her. I started out writing really bad raps. Like a lot of curse words. I don't know why, but that's just how it was. And one time she went through my thing, she went in my journals, and I got in trouble for all the things I was writing, but it's not like she heard it come out of my mouth.
It was like poetry at that point. Like, it's just you expressing yourself. Come on.
Right. Especially around that age, you know, everybody's went through a lot, you know, so writing was a way of me expressing myself. Yeah,
Definitely.
painting my art on the track. That's what I said in one of my songs.
That's beautiful.
So you just mentioned that your early stuff was kind of hardcore. Now, how would you define your style? Because I know we've talked a little bit about this, and you've got kind of a wide range. How do you explain your style?
I'm a revolutionary rock star. I feel like I am not like defined. I'm not a rapper. I'm not a pop star. I think I'm a rock star without a guitar. I said that in one of my songs, but that's how I feel a lot of the time, because I feel like I do whatever I want as far as music goes, like making music, writing music. I don't think writing music has any real rules, unless you know you're writing a song for like the radio or something. You probably want to watch what you say, but like yeah, like as far as just writing it just comes natural.
So when you're writing, is there like any certain routine that you have before when you're like, I'm going to write now? Or is it just like you literally just get words in your head and have to put it down? Like what's your whole creative process?
Well, it's crazy because to create a song, I have to like really get I have to be outside. I have to move around. I can't sit in one spot and think of a song. It's just like that. Like I think of things at the most randomest times. Like I was with my friend smoking the other day, and we were talking about something totally different, and I'm just like, it just came, and I always have my notepad on my phone handy so I don't forget what like, dang, that sounds hot. I gotta put this in one of my songs.
Those are the best moments of inspiration, when it just pops on you out of nowhere and you just got to take it down.
Yeah, it is.
Back to the style for a moment. That's kind of what first attracted me to your music and your dynamic, is the fact that you want to kind of take your music wherever the inspiration goes, rather than I just do this kind of style and I stay in my lane and all of that. As a writer and storyteller myself, that's one of the things I take the most pride in, is always wanting to conquer all the genres. So from a musician standpoint, I love the fact that you want to diversify your inspirations and your music and just go wherever it takes you.
Speaking of inspirations, Emily from Discord has a question for you. Who is your biggest inspiration and why? She did post it on there, so hopefully you saw it and you had a little bit of time to start thinking of this beforehand.
My biggest inspiration, as far as music, like writing or like style or
yeah.
Oh, okay. I myself, but who I listen to, like, and who I think was like really good. I like Beyonce. I like Lady Gaga. I like Pink. She's like a rock.
Oh, I know
pop.
Pink. Get the party started.
I like J. Cole. I like Drake. I like Ali and AJ. Well, I don't think they make music for real anymore. But like when I was younger, this is everything that made me. This is literally what I grew up listening to, like everything.
So who was the first artist you really say you were a fan of then?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Who went like with all of the different artists in that? Who was the first one you would consider yourself a fan of?
Who was the first artist that I listened to? It was breaking up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. Sorry. So you grew up listening to music and all of that, but who was the first one that really connected with you, where you identified with that artist and followed the next piece of work or things that they made?
I really liked Demi Lovato, but I also like this is literally everything that made me from when I was younger. I liked Demi Lovato, but I listened to more than one artist. It wasn't just like one. Like I said, Demi Lovato, Pink, Beyonce. I was listening to Nicki Minaj too, but she didn't start really coming out till I think around 2005, 2006. I like Foxy Brown. I like Pink.
I used to be a
I
big
said
Foxy
that already.
fan.
I like
It's a
Pink.
sweet song with Jay-Z.
Uh,
So that brings up another question. If there was one artist that you could make a song with right now, who would it be? Like if you had your top pick.
Drake or ASAP Rocky. See, it's so hard to pick one because I'm just like all over the place sometimes. I'm just like, yeah, like that, like that.
All right,
Drake. I guess Drake. I like Drake.
So, Paris, one of the things that you're going to be doing is you're going to be performing May 10th. I believe this is going to be kind of one of your first official performances. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You're going to perform a couple of songs at the event. What's going through your mind leading up to kind of your first performance in that as an artist? What are the things you're thinking about? What are the things you're organizing in your head? Tell us, take us into your head leading up to your first event.
Well, I'm thinking about what songs I really want to do. I already kind of know, but I'm just the type of person who will just still think on it up until then. But and I'm also thinking about having a good time and mingling with people afterwards. Stage fright, I don't think I'm like, okay, I think probably like before I would be like a little nervous, but I think when everything is said and done, it's time to roll. You know, time to roll. Yeah. Oh.
Cool. Well, we're super excited to having you perform. It's going to be live, so anyone that can't make the event will also be able to watch it on all the same
on the live streaming.
Yeah, everywhere they watch the Gratcast, they'll be able to watch the live performance on May 10th.
We do have one last question from Siobhan, and it has nothing to do with anything artistic. It has to do with just you. If you could go back in time and meet one of your heroes, who would it be?
One. See, I don't like the number one.
You could pick a couple heroes that you would be willing to sit at a meal with if they could come back. Who would you like to be with?
God. But hero, like, what do you mean by hero? Like, somebody I look up to.
Yeah.
I like that has nothing. Oh, okay. I like Nikola Tesla.
That'd be a good one.
I like Albert Blair. Science. I'm into science, so I'm really like big on. I'm always interested in science.
Would you say science is your second passion?
Yeah, probably first. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think it's first because I'm not seeking like the world's approval. I guess like if that makes sense, like on my theories about stuff, and yeah. So I don't know.
Well, you're fascinating me now. So like, what area of science interests you the most?
I like metaphysics. I like biology. I like learning about like the human body and
what makes
a lot of stuff. Just a lot of different science stuff.
That's awesome. Usually people don't do both, leaning towards the sciences and the arts. It's usually one or the others if they're conflicting, but sounds like it's working in a perfect blend. Yay for you, yeah.
So, outer space is my science that I geek out over and like, and has all my curiosities and all of that. So, in the metaphysical realm, what are the curiosities and things that you would suggest somebody steps into if they're interested or want to know more about that world? What are the things you find fascinating, I guess?
That's a good question. I think it's all fascinating, but I think it's fascinating how everything just is. Like, is meaning like it's just there. Like, it's just there, you know, planet is just there. I mean, I don't really know like how to go into depth about it, because it's just so much.
Have you?
But yeah, I'm into planets and stars. Yeah.
Have you read any of this stuff recently that they're talking about? I mean, like, so the hologram universe theory has kind of been around for a while, but they're like, I read something like in the past month or so talking about how everything is actually like a 2D plane, but like our minds process it in a 3D world, but we're actually a 2-dimensional hologram. It was really trippy. I was trying to wrap my head around it and wondering if you read anything like that.
I hear a lot of different things. I think it's just really based on the person's perception of things, because I think perception is everything. People will say certain things and not be understood, like how they want to, or just whatever. Like, you know, I think perception is key to everything.
Does your love of science ever find its way into your music?
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to listen to one of your songs right now, where should we tell them to go?
Well, for right now, BandLab, YouTube, and this other app called Battle Me.
And they just look up Paris Calibur right here on the screen with your name, and they'll find
right
it.
Right here.
Okay.
It's right here. BUR, not BER. Like,
yeah, like brr, baby.
One of the other things we're going to be working on over the next couple months here is rolling out your first album, hopefully getting you on Spotify and some of the other streaming apps. iHeartRadio is another one. What can people look forward to from you? Tell us like some of the music you've got coming out and the title of what your first album is going to be.
Okay, well, the title of my first album is going to be House of Chandeliers. And what everyone can expect is music that is always different. So, like, I don't have, like, a song that sounds, like, the same as the other ones. Like, I'm a fan of switching it up. Yeah, and I'm just still working on my writing skills, you know, writing more positive music for the most part. But, yeah, just always expect something different.
Awesome. I like that. At least I'll know when one song is done and the next one has begun. That I appreciate.
So Andrea has a final question that she had written down here, and she wants to know what your thoughts are on social media.
I'm sorry, on what? It broke up.
Social media. So Chris mentioned that you don't really use Twitter that often. You're not a real big fan of Facebook. And I personally also am not a huge social media person. In fact, Chris has had to prod me along to actually start using it.
No sound effects for that.
Oh, I don't need sound effects. Anyway, so as Chris mentioned, you don't use it that often either. Like, you're just kind of getting into it. And my question was, how did you also become somewhat similar to me like that? Like, what's your reason for not jumping on board the social media look at me bandwagon constantly? What are your thoughts on social media?
Well, I use social media when I want to see something motivating. I started to realize when I was younger that it's all about, Facebook is like a virtual world. Your community, whatever community you have, you know, you're gonna pick up whatever they're posting, or you're gonna always feel like you have to meet their what am I trying to say? You know, like, if you're insecure about whatever, or something is not going right in your life, but it's going right in somebody else's life, a lot of people's minds, like,
always comparing themselves to them.
Right, and a picture is not always what you think it is. You know, the truth is never ending. So I don't think just by reading a status or looking at a picture that that's what it is, if that makes sense. But yeah, I had deleted my older Facebook. I wasn't really feeling the community that I was in on that one. And I use this new community. I have a lot of good memes. Like, I try to add people who post happy memes that make me feel happy, or I like watching funny videos too. You know, I like a mixture, but I don't want a news feed that's just like dogging people all the time or
constant drama,
talking about things that don't matter. You know, I'm just pretty more chill. Like, I don't. Yeah, so I just try to stay away from all that. And yeah, that's basically it. I didn't really get on it too much.
So one of the other things that's coming up is hopefully next week we're gonna have the photo shoot set up for you and get all of that done. While the photo shoot's going on, hopefully you'll take a couple side pictures and post them on Instagram, and we can get some
behind the scenes pictures.
Yeah, we can get some people to go over and follow you on Instagram, which is also at Paris Calibur, correct? Same.
Yes, everything Paris Calibur.
Good branding. So follow her on Instagram, and you can see some behind the scenes shots of the photo shoot that's coming up, and follow along.
To the songs.
Oh yeah, by all means, check out.
You heard the first half of one of the songs. We kind of cut it off right in the middle, so you can definitely check out more of them. And what are the sites again where people can check them out, Paris?
Oh, BandLab. That's BandLab. Battle Me, and YouTube.
Fantastic.
And make sure you subscribe to all of those if you swing by. Paris, thank you very much for joining the show. Is there any final thoughts or anything else you want to give a shout out to?
I want to give a shout out to everybody who's like supported me through the apps and in real, you know, like physically, like all of that. I want to shout out to God, you know, all that good stuff.
Fantastic.
Oh, the camera's so tilted. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no. It's been perfect.
Giving us that Dutch angle, a little creativity in there.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know
it
is
guys.
3 hours ahead for you, so it is getting a little bit late on the East Coast. Thank you so much, hun, and we will look forward to telling everyone more about what's going on and continuing to show them, and also reminding them on May 10th, if they can't make it to the event in Buffalo, they can sure as heck watch on live stream. Yeah.
Have a great night, Paris.
You too.
Thank you. Good night. Yay, that was our Paris interview. Our second interview, First Lady.
Not sure why we had a little hiccup there getting the video on first, but the beautiful and lovely Paris joined us. Make sure you subscribe and follow on all of her different channels there. She's a tremendous talent, and it's one of those things that, like, I kind of sympathize coming from Buffalo and all of that. That you've got this amazing, talented person that just needs a little more exposure. People just need to know that she exists and that the talent that she has is out there. And they're going to come running. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to follow. Listen to 2 of her songs. And if you don't know whether you like the genre or not, she's got another song, I'm sure that's going to be closer to your style. But the talent's undeniable. Regardless of what style of music that she's performing, you know right away that that's somebody that they just need an opportunity and they need an audience.
She was writing since she was 7.
I
don't know very many people who stuck with anything.
Man, these people that realize their talent and their purpose so young, I admire the hell out of them, because I wish that I could have figured it out that quick. I was still thinking I was going to throw the football 100 yards.
Well, right now we have a little bit of a gap because Em's going to be joining us in just a minute. I really wish Em could be there at the event too.
Emily, in the comments there, mentioned that she wishes she could be there for the event. Emily, you are going to be there for the event because you're going to be online. You're going to be hanging out with us the entire night. And we're going to need some of our best community members to be partying and hanging out and helping everybody learn more about Gratwick in the chat on the night of the event. So believe me, girl, you're going to still be involved with everything we've got going on. What I need you to really be involved with right now is M's Corner, and call on in here so we can hook you up.
Well, how about we start really quick with our one Discord question for all of us.
Oh, we're gonna do Discord questions while we wait for...
It's only one, and I believe once M jumps in, we can get the answer from M2 on what she would do in this situation.
So you might say it's time for...
Discord questions!
You don't have to fake the, you don't have to.
I like doing the beer.
We've got the sound effects.
I like doing it myself. It's way more fun. No. You know what I mean. Okay, so Siobhan asks, guilty pleasures. We all have them.
I've got a few. What
are your favorite guilty pleasures? The first favorite guilty movie. Answer that one.
Oh.
Yeah, you go first. Oh.
Just trying to check here and make sure I'm not having there she is.
There she is.
Just wanted to make sure she wasn't having tech issues and trying to message me. Help.
Do we have you? So close. Yay! We've got you. How are you doing?
We've got to figure out a sound effect.
I love the sign. M's Corner.
Hold up. We got a sound effect for the official start of M's Corner. Emily, you can't hear the sound effects, but it's the bugle charge horn.
And the race is off.
Or if you prefer, because I know you're in that cold weather, we could give you the hockey organ.
I like the bugle. That was way better. More appropriate. Loving the sign.
Awesomeness. Right, so this edition of M's Corner is going to be all about who the hell is M?
And we're going to start with Siobhan's question from Discord. And we were going to have Chris answer first, but oh no, we get to jump you right into the deep end here. She would like to know guilty pleasures. We have them all. What are your favorite guilty pleasures? First one, favorite movie.
Favorite movie of all time?
Favorite guilty pleasure movie.
But does that mean...
other people won't watch it with you, but you'll totally watch it by yourself, and you don't want to have to explain it to anyone. It just makes you feel good.
So basically, favorite bad movie?
No. Not bad necessarily. It's a gem.
I'm gonna choose Zoolander.
Usually they're bad, though. Usually they're bad. Wow, okay. I got two of them, I guess. One's called Suck. It's a musical horror movie about vampires.
A musical? Wow. Like it?
It's got like Iggy Pop, Alice Cooper, and it's about this band, and one of the members gets turned into a vampire, and they become famous. Is
that like when Rocky Horror Picture Show came out, they made that too, thinking it would be like kind of like a cult movie?
This came out...
Is it like a real life story about Hollywood vampires? Because I know that's the name of their band.
Off. I wanted to know when it came out, damn you.
I'll have to look it up, and I'll comment when it came out. Yeah, it was 2000 something. I can't remember. And then the other one, it was on Netflix, and it was just one of those movies. I'm like, I have to try, see what it's about, and it's called The Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
Is it actually scary, or is it just hilarious?
No. So bad, but it was just something like, and then I found myself putting it on again, and I was like, I didn't even know why. I'm like, it's so bad.
Is it one of those ones that's so bad that it's a great comedy?
Yes, yes, I would have to say so.
It's unintentionally funny.
I'm gonna have to check this one out.
Suck, and what was the second one? What was the name of the one on Netflix?
Oh, well, it's not on Netflix anymore, but The Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
Oh, I'm totally writing that down.
While she's writing that down, let's circle back and let's get M's life story. Tell us who you are, where you grew up, who you played with in the sandbox, the first person you towel whacked in the locker room. We want it all.
Alright, so I'm from Nebraska. I've been here my whole life. I don't want to be here. I'm ready. I've been ready to move since I was a kid.
Where to?
Anywhere. Anywhere but here.
So what are you looking for anywhere but there? Is it like the city life? Is it the
weather?
Yeah.
More the city life. More the city life. I've never been a country girl. Even though I live in like the most countryest of states.
But you don't live like out in the country surrounded by farmers. You actually live in a city in Nebraska.
I used to live right outside cornfields, but we moved about a year and a half ago to a smaller city that's away from that.
Okay, so it's a little bit of an upgrade, but totally not at all what you've been dreaming of for a while.
Right. Well, my biggest dream is I would love to do something in film. So, like, New York, California, like, I want to go to one of them, of course.
And what do you want to do in film? Like, do you want to be behind the screen? Do you want to be on the screen? Do you want to do, like, what department? Tell us all your dreams. Tell us, Emily. We want to know.
I want to do both. In high school is where I first got started into acting with theater. I actually just went to go cheer my friend on when she went to go audition freshman year. And somehow I got into it, and I'm like, just give me the smallest, littlest part. And she did, and then as the years got on, I was just like, I wanted bigger parts. And I remember my senior year, we were doing Romeo and Winifred, and I knew she was going to try and typecast me as Juliet's nurse. So
don't let them typecast
when I
you.
went to, huh?
So don't let them typecast you.
Oh no, I went in there and I put on my audition form. I'm like, anything but the nurse. And she's like, oh, you don't want to audition for the nurse? I thought you'd be perfect for that. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I've seen the Leonardo DiCaprio movie. I'm not being the comic relief again. And I ended up being Mercutio, which was so much fun. I got a pie thrown in my face when I had to battle Tybalt.
Very cool. I love when they do the when they change the gender up, because it really doesn't matter to the actual storyline if it's a guy or a girl, so you might as well. That's very cool.
I want to skip to a specific moment in your life story, Emily. At one point, you created a murder mystery game for a dinner party. I want to know more details on that and what we have to do to put together a virtual murder mystery gathering for our Discord group.
So I started planning that for my friend's birthday. Her birthday is actually Halloween. I started planning back in like June, July. And I wanted to do something big. And I'm a very creative person. I love planning parties and all that. And so I'm like, well, I've never done a murder mystery party before. And I had done a murder mystery train, which I just loved. And
where do you find a train? Like a running train?
Oh, that would be great.
Like, it's actually taking you from one town to another, and you're all just on this train in motion, so you can't, like, escape? And is that what... Or is it like it's a stationary train, and you're in someone's backyard because they have the caboose? Like, how does that work?
It was actually like one of the last murder mystery train rides for this company. They moved to like another state, so like we don't have any murder mystery trains anymore.
Did they take the train?
And
they just decided they aren't going back to that part of the state anymore. They're taking their train on the tracks and they're moving it on down.
We're parking it in the next state over.
That's insane. You know they can come back. You're like, it's on wheels. What do you mean you're not coming back? Like, no. We'll see you here in like 5 hours. What are you talking about? So, when did you do the train thing?
That was, I think, 2000. 2010. It was only a few years after I had graduated. And so it was fun. We dressed up, and then we got a dinner, and the murder mystery was going on while we were eating, and we got to take down notes, and we ended up correcting the right murderer and like how they did it. So we got this little yeah, we solved the case. We got the certificate that said we did it. And,
did you get a free dinner for solving the case?
And yeah, we got a certificate, and I think it even said like, you figured out. I still have it somewhere. I gotta find it, but yeah, I'm like, oh, a certificate. Like, I'm a detective.
Heck yeah, that's worth framing.
Okay.
When you're an adult, you don't get certificates and awards very often. It's limited now. You gotta take it when you can.
So back to the party. So you ran a murder mystery party.
So I had bought one online, and it was this zombie one, and I bought another one. Well, I switched the murder mystery. I'm like, I don't really like this one. Can I just switch it for another one? They let me, and it was like more of like a actual murder mystery one.
So
I was
the zombie one. Before we move on from the zombie one, is there really a murder though? Because the zombie comes back to life. So does the murder mystery become that everybody's turning into zombies?
So the zombie one, which is why I asked to switch it, because it wasn't really a murder mystery. It was someone released like the T virus, and it was our duty to figure out who did it and what the cure is to cure the people infected.
No, that's not.
Gotcha.
That's not nearly.
Hey,
as
that
fun
might
as
be
being
something
Sherlock
that Paris
Holmes.
would like, though. She's into chemistry and biology, and that would probably be right up her alley on excitingness. She knows the questions to ask.
No, we're doing murder mystery. We need Sherlock Holmes.
So is it like a period one like that, like the 1920s kind of style, or the one that you changed it in for? The more realistic?
The one I changed it into was more, it's actually more Halloween themed. It was, you're at like a haunted house attraction, and so all the people are supposed to dress up as like vampire, clown, a maniac. Like there's like actors in this haunted attraction, and then one of them gets murdered, and you have to figure out who killed them and how.
The rubber knife. It's always the rubber knife.
So, in the execution of this, is this potentially something that could be done through a group video conference?
I think so. Yes. One person, it gives you the how to do it without knowing who the killer is if you want to participate as well. Otherwise, you can have like the person that kind of keeps the party going, who knows who did it, and just like keeps people going so it doesn't fizzle out.
How many people can play at one time?
The one I got is up between like, I'd say 5 to 12 people, but there are some murder mysteries you can get like expansion packs. There's some that you can have like 20 people.
Well,
Holy cow.
The Discord video chat only allows for 8 different people. So we could get 8 different groups. I guarantee Siobhan would play. I guarantee Snake and Kelly would play. We've got 4 or 5 groups right there. I think we should plan a date night for everybody and do an online one, and we'll stream it from our side, and we'll stream the group mystery.
That would be fun, and we just tell everybody like the date, like a few days before their character, so then we can all like be dressed up too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to see Chris dressed up. Hey, it took 2 weeks to get him to shave.
We've got a green screen here, so we can put a sweet backdrop we could put a sweet backdrop for ours. But
Em's making signs. She doesn't need a green screen.
Siobhan already said she's in the chat there.
Yeah, Siobhan will play.
I promise you, Kelly and Jared are absolutely in, and I know a few more people in the Discord. Totally be in.
What?
Saban's kind of my twin. We're double trouble. Like we're almost like the same thing.
Oh heck yeah! You guys are hilarious fun. I love it.
So
Sam would probably join in too.
Oh, yep. Sam's another one that would definitely participate. So when so next week's M's Corner, maybe we gear the M's Corner about the logistics of planning out our little party.
Maybe we talk about games. You guys could have your official Gauntlet Throne. Let's talk about it. Xbox versus PS4. Big talk.
This could totally be the start of the Gratwick monthly game night, where we have like
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, a Discord powwow, and we knock out some games.
There you go. But we did not finish answering Siobhan's questions yet. We still have a couple to go. So we had your favorite guilty pleasure movie. Mine is Pete's Dragon. You know the old one, like the original one where he was actually still a cartoon? Yeah. I love that one.
Mickey Rooney?
Yes!
Or the actual cartoon. Oh, the one with Mickey Rooney?
Yes! And you know what was the best part? You know how Pete's Dragon would actually, Elliot would like make his apple all warm? Like he'd throw it in the air, woo, make it so it was hot, warm, and then he would eat it that way. Used to take apples and put it in the microwave for a good 15 seconds until like it didn't get warm enough that it blew up, and Mom said we couldn't do that anymore when watching the movies.
That's how you make ghetto applesauce.
I love that movie. And I have it on VHS. Chris does not let me watch it if he is home. But when he leaves, rarely.
I don't remember vetoing this or having the option to veto this.
It's been sitting over there, and we don't watch the VCR. We don't watch the VCR. We watch on the PlayStation, the streaming. Oh. Yeah, that's my guilty one. Chris, what's your guilty movie?
I already said. Zoolander. Okie
dokie. Now, next one. What is your guilty show? I don't even want to get into that. That's got levels.
Oh, guilty show. That's a no-brainer.
What's your guilty show?
Nip Tuck. Oh.
When was the last time you watched Nip Tuck?
I don't need to watch Nip Tuck because I've already watched Nip Tuck. But it's still like if I was gonna like go watch one that I just wanted an absurd, over-the-top guilty pleasure show, I'm queuing up Nip Tuck every day of the week.
Emily, what's yours?
I love Nip Tuck. I haven't watched that in forever. I used to watch it when it first came out. I don't know. I don't really have like a show that like is a guilty pleasure.
Is there a show you've rewatched many times? Like you could just finish out the entire series and then give it a week or two and just start over. That's fine. Like even if it's just in the background, whatever. I like it. It makes me happy. Why you bagging on it?
I just did that. So I never watched The Office before, like a couple of years ago. I had never watched it. Then A Quiet Place came out. Mm-hmm. Quiet Place came out. And I'm like, my friend was a big John Krasinski fan. And I'm like, I watched that and I'm like, okay, I can see it. You know, I loved Quiet Place. I loved him in it. And I'm like, I'll give this Office show a try. So I watched it. And at my work, I'm a computer person. So like I can listen to things throughout the whole day. So I have Netflix on my iPod, and I just had the show going, and I literally have listened/watched The Office about 20 times. Just last week, I had finished it. The series finale ended, and I'm like, what do I watch now? And I'm looking. I'm like, I hit the pilot episode again. I'm like, it's just something that goes on while I'm working. I'm like, I don't need to watch it.
Yep. It's a perfect background show.
We've done that with The Office. Like, so many times I think Netflix is worried. Like, they're wondering why we aren't watching new things. We're just watching the same stuff that, like, we finished it 6 months ago, but we finished another one since then, so now it's time for that again. We do The Office.
Yeah.
West Wing. I have started I will rewatch that every couple of months. I am discouraged with the normal state of things, so I like to watch the imaginary presidents do things that make me feel warm and protected and cuddly inside. And if Martin Sheen has to be my president, that's perfectly fine.
We're walking and talking. And talking.
I like Aaron Sorkin, too.
It must be important because we're walking and talking.
Totally.
Did you know we're walking and talking? Did you know I have responses to your questions you haven't even asked yet?
No. And we started doing South Park. Like, although all of us grew up with South Park, it has been around for, like, 20-some seasons now, which is absolutely insane, because that's almost a lifetime of a person. Like, that's a full adult right there.
20 years is not a lifetime.
That's a full adult.
It's an adult, but it's
That's
not
a full
lifetime.
drinking age person.
The average lifetime's like 83 years.
They went from didn't even exist all the way through. Now this person can have shots with the writers. Like that's intense.
Slightly older than the Buffalo Bills playoff drought was.
And now that we have that one, our guilty snack. What is your one snack that's your snack? Doesn't matter if anyone else doesn't like it, or you'll hide it. You'll get it and you'll hide it just to make sure, even if friends come over and they're like looking through and you're like, oh yeah, you can totally have something. But you're like, but don't find that one thing because I'm going to have to say no.
Okay, I don't have a snack I hide. All my snacks are for other snacks. I love Cheez-Its, but the snack that I know my family would call me out on it, my uncle gives me the nickname Pickles. My uncle, anytime I see my uncle, he calls me Pickles.
Are you a kosher dill or a sweet butter bread person?
Kosher dill.
Yes.
And it started like every Thanksgiving. My grandma would make, the big Thanksgiving dinner for the whole family, and she'd have like the little tray of black olives, the little pickles, and my cousin would do the black olives. That was her thing. And then I'd be eating all the pickles. And so now it's just like a family joke. My uncle calls me Pickles. Every time there's a family event, they always have a jar of pickles. And they're like, we got pickles for you.
Pickles are wonderful. I love pickles. And it's a great vegetable. People forget about that. It's a vegetable. You're covering a whole base right there. Oh yeah, Chris makes fun of me because I'll get the giant jar with the big pickles, so it takes up a lot of room in the fridge. But sometimes you just want to have like a pickle, like a whole pickle. Yeah, I like pickles too. Yeah, Chris, what's your snack?
Del Taco.
Okay, I mean that one takes a lot more effort. You actually have to go out and get it.
You gotta go out and get all these things.
So I buy gummies. Like, the gummy Coca-Colas? You know, the ones that look like the little Coca-Cola? Yeah. Oh, I like those a lot. I don't know what happened, but like the past year, I discovered candies that we used to have when we were a kid, and you just kind of stopped getting them when you were an adult because it looks weird to buy a ton of them. So, yeah, that's my new thing.
It does look weird.
Yeah, but it's so delicious.
It looks even weirder.
And Sour Patch Kids and the Swedish Fish. I will get like one of those little variety pack bags, and I will hide it behind the potato chips so Chris doesn't give me crap for getting a 90-piece bag of candy. Where he's like, you're going to eat all of that. I'm like, yeah, the chips up on the top shelf. See? He doesn't...
Yeah, because I don't eat potato chips.
Yeah, that's what he claims.
Okay.
My other guilty pleasure snack is mozzarella cheese sticks. I've literally gone to like fast food restaurants and just ordered like 6 mozzarella cheese sticks.
Nice. And if they do them right and it doesn't like all fall off or have the cheese, like, have you had that before where it's all breading and then it looks like there's supposed to be cheese, but somehow it must have shot out because it's nowhere at all in the actual stick?
Yeah.
What is that about? It
melts into the breading and it's gone.
Yeah. That's just an instant, I'm never getting them from here again. No.
Okay, Emily, we're gonna bring a close on to this week's episode of Emily's Corner. We're gonna prepare for a big time Emily's Corner next week, where we're gonna discuss plans for a murder mystery game night,
and the discussion of Xbox versus PS4. Dun dun dun.
Well, I mean, there's not really anything to discuss. Apparently, the ladies play Xbox, and the men know where it's at with the PlayStation.
Apparently, the men have to play PlayStation because they can't handle the Xbox controller.
Yeah, them offset sticks don't make any sense. Well, I don't know why the sticks are offset.
Do you see what he just did with his hands? Hold them up again and show her why you're having problems. Because he's going like this.
No, they're offset. The sticks aren't like PlayStation. They're both in line. The Xbox, they're offset, and it's weird because now
this is going to be a good discussion next week. Oh, let's hear the excuses. He's already writing
them. My thumbs are out of sync because they're not aligned correctly, so now it just doesn't...
The ladies know how to handle the sticks, so they can play PlayStation or Xbox.
Hey, do you play Apex Legends at all?
No, not yet. I've heard of that one.
You should install it. It's the Fortnite killer. It's way better than Fortnite. and it's going to be cross-platform very soon. So we'll be able to rock and roll together.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yep. All right, Emily, any last words for this week's Emily's Corner?
Oh, Mike says, just in case, if it ever happens again, he brought up that they were in the fryer too long.
Leave it to a Buffalo guy to pop in out of the
you go to a restaurant, they do that.
To let you know what you're doing wrong with your fryer.
Redo the sticks. Too long in the fryer. Someone wasn't paying attention. So yeah, sorry that little interruption, but Mike had his own expertise to add to it.
Well, I'm excited to have my own new segment here. I'm excited to maybe bring some comedy into the show, more comedy into the show. I just, I've been a fan of this, you guys for a long time, so it's great to be a part of it.
Well, we are fans of you, and we are so happy that you are with us. We're so happy we have a new segment too.
I'm fired up for our game night. I think that's going to be a sweet time.
I'm fired up for next week. I think you guys are going to have an awesome showdown. And if John's going to be here, we're going to have two boys trying to come up with excuses. Oh, it's going to get loud. It's going to be hilarious. And that's all we have to do is sit back and laugh while they keep continuing to make up excuses on why the remote is not good for them. And their massive hands.
All right, Emily, we got to let you go so we can get our bullet blitzes done here, because Andrea and I have started a meal plan for the week, and
that sounds scary.
And we've got a special Monday night dinner that
it's almost feeding time up in here, and the oats are getting mushy.
We're gonna make some jambalaya tonight, and some what's the name of that dip?
I don't think we're making the muffalado.
Oh, we're making the muffalado dip.
I don't think it's tonight, though.
That's part of the jambalaya thing. No?
I don't think so. Yeah. No, we have the biscuits.
The biscuits and the dip. We picked the dip
I don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Some muffalado dip to go with our jambalaya. We don't know what
a couple things we've never made before. Let's see if all the ingredients we bought are just going to go down the drain. Ha ha. That might happen. Well, thank you so much, Emily. We'll talk to you a little bit later. And thank you for the new show. Everyone, you can follow Emily at Twitter at Dark Nightmares, NITE.
And if you want to hang out with us and Emily, join us on Discord. Somehow I lost our Discord.
Uh-oh.
Our Discord thing from the bottom.
Nobody cares about that part.
Oh, boy.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, you can join us on Discord at discord.me/Gratwick and hang out with Emily.
Yay. Thank you, Emily.
See you next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
How do we lose our tag along the bottom of the screen?
I don't know. But we got Emily stuck on the screen too. Yeah. All right. We'll do that. There we go. Don't want Emily to figure out what happened
to our Discord tag along the bottom there.
No Konosko.
That's no good. All right, well, I must have accidentally deleted that when I was
either way
sorting out the stuff.
You guys don't really care, do you? No. Time to keep it going with the show. Emily was awesome. I loved Emily. Right. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, now, Emily, see? You have swept the show. You and Paris. I don't know. We don't have much to talk about except a couple little things going on.
The bullet blitzes. John still has our bullet blitz sound effect, so I'm going to have to manually do the bullet blitz sound effects. Do you want to go first or second this week, dear?
I will go first.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it was released today that the world's healthiest country list. Number 1 is Spain, which has just taken over former number 1, Italy, which is now number 2. Guess where the U.S. falls in?
27th.
35.
Oh, just missed.
Yeah, 35. I don't know. It's the articles that were coming out were talking about how much money countries make and how the more money you make, the healthier you should be eating. You can afford fresher foods.
Hasn't it always been the more money you make, the fatter you are because you eat well, you can eat often, and you can eat anything you want?
Nope. Apparently.
Isn't that why the aristocrats are always big?
Our country's problem is, once again, our distribution of wealth. So, my question to you, Chris.
Hit me with it.
What do you think would help to make our country at least get in the top 20?
Health-wise?
That would be nice.
Not having fast food on every single corner is a start.
You want to limit capitalism and business?
I want to limit a McDonald's across the street from a McDonald's across the street from a Jack in the Box.
How about that Del Taco?
There's called zoning. I mean, Del Tacos should be more prevalent if we're being honest with ourselves. There's not a lot of Del Tacos around. Most people don't even know what Del Taco is because I don't think it's much beyond California. And as long as we're talking the expansion of taco franchises, we might as well bring Mighty Taco over here because that would be much better than Del Taco. It's a poor substitute.
But if we're talking franchises, hasn't Taco Bell been out longer, so shouldn't they actually have a right to it first and foremost? No. They're established. They've been there.
Taco Bell had its day in the 90s with Demolition Man.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Nobody goes to Taco Bell anymore.
I like Taco Bell.
Del Taco, you can get everything you can get at Taco Bell.
Plus a half-pound of cheese on top your lap.
No.
And cheese everywhere. Don't eat it in your car.
And burgers and fries. It's the perfect fast food joint. Do you want burgers and fries? We've got that. Do you want tacos? We've got that. And not them squishy, crappy tacos that Burger King tries to give you.
Squishy tacos? Are they soft tacos?
No, they're soggy tacos that they try calling as tacos that are not tacos.
Soggy tacos.
Have you?
So you think that if we took away fast food?
No, if we properly zoned fast food to not be so convenient.
Okay, that people would be able to afford and have the time.
We've got people
to get the fresh ingredients
to order one Diet Coke, dear. These people are out of control with their entitlements. That's not food. Diet Coke's not good for you.
That's not.
Everybody knows that.
Okie dokie. All right, you know what? Go ahead. Your turn.
All right. March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. What is another weather-related jingle that you have heard of?
April showers bring May flowers.
That's kind of a cop-out.
Yeah, that works perfect. My birthday's in April, so I knew that one. That's an easy one.
Fine.
But it doesn't really count for California. I think it counts for everywhere else that has real seasons.
I was hoping for something a little better than that one, but...
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't reach your expectations.
It was a...
No Coke, the Pepsi. Pepsi.
For me, it would have to be Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight. Red Sky at Morning, Sailors Take Warning. Or, if you're a fan of The Burbs, which Emily would also fall under a guilty pleasure, except I don't feel guilty about it at all, it's Red Sky at Night, Neighbor Take Warning. Red Sky at Morning, Neighbor Take Flight. I think I have that backwards.
Yeah, that didn't work at all.
Red Sky at Morning, Neighbor Take Warning. Red Sky at Night, Neighbor Take Flight. That's what it is. The Burbs.
Huh. Cool.
About a 9 on the attention scale there, Rube.
Yep, precisely.
All right, dear, back to you.
The streaming wars have begun.
Oh, yeah, your boy.
This has been a sound effect free episode.
And I've been enjoying it. I don't know if you all heard me. Streaming wars have begun.
Oh, shoot, I could have put some gunshot sound effects for this.
Big business
Calling in the
is trying to now hedge in on the Hulu, the Amazon, the Netflix.
One of the best movies ever. You are 1,000% correct.
The Burbs is cool, and Corey Feldman was awesome in it. Just so everyone knows. And Carrie Fisher was in it. How weird is that? Like, tiny role. Almost unforgettable that she's in it, but she is. Very cool. So,
Bruce
streaming
Dern.
wars have begun. And
fantastic Bruce Dern.
Article came out. CBS, Showtime, HBO already have their own streaming access for their shows. They are not including any of those shows with any of the other normal 3 main ones that have been established for, what, a good 10, almost 15 years now? Which would be Netflix, Amazon, and Hulu. Mm-hmm. Now, Disney and Warner Media are going to unveil their own special services 2019. NBC Universal is also announcing their own entry into it in 2020. Here is where the problem comes in for the big businesses who decide they want to horn in on this as they have all the other business too. Mm-hmm. Each time an entity goes it alone, I'm reading from the article itself, it enters a crowded field while potentially foregoing its share of roughly $5 billion from Netflix that they spend annually just to license that content. Mm-hmm. Then there's the estimated $4 billion Amazon would spend and $1 billion from Facebook and continuing to get smaller from there. But what has come to the conclusions of all of these newer businesses like CBS and Disney and Warner is that they are losing out on money big time. All the money they would normally get from content licensing, they are losing that revenue. And to top it off, they have to build their own platform and then get everyone who's already paying for their shows through cable systems or through the free airwaves to now sign up and give them additional money for what they were already told was paid for. So, my question to you, Chris, is this a fad that's going to go away, where the businesses are going to realize that it's not substantial? Like, Disney found out they needed to get at least another 7 million people to sign up with their app before they can just break even on building the platform itself. Not even on what money they were getting last year, so their shareholders are making less money, so they have less money. How long do you think this is going to last? Are they going to continue this? Are they going to push on through? Are they all going to give up and... It's not a fad. I called this in 2011. I said this. That the YouTubes, the Netflixes, the Facebooks were a stopgap. They're a stopgap till the people had the technology to build their own damn platforms. This idea that they're losing money is absurd. How am I losing money by getting direct revenue versus giving you a cut of the revenue or having a license deal, because you're obviously making more money than you're paying me to have access to my content. In other words, there'd be no value to you to pay licensing to me for my content. It's absurd to sit here and try and make the argument that these companies are losing money by having their own platforms. You want my content? You come to my platform. Why am I giving 30% to Amazon, iTunes, Netflix, all these other places that aren't doing anything for me? So I put my movie on iTunes, give iTunes 30%, and I still have to tell everybody it's on iTunes and make them all go there. And while they're over on iTunes, they might find somebody else's movies that they like and go watch that and give them money instead. Well, no. That's not the way it works with the big boys.
Yeah, they're all building their own Netflix platforms. They're given a flat
amount right off the bat for the privilege. They don't get a share of how many views on Netflix.
There's licensing and there's pay-per-view. There's all the different ones. You can
They're talking about just licensing.
You can fold all of that stuff into your own distribution app. Same as Gratwick's been talking about doing for years now, and the same as we're looking to do with the blockchain network, is create your own distribution platform. You can make it a multi-tiered platform where you've got ad revenue for the old content that's been around for a while, so anyone can come along and watch it, and you get the ad revenue. Then you've got the subscription-based stuff for all of your shows and your episodic type of content. And then you've got the pay-per-view for all the new stuff, the fresh stuff that's less than 3 months old. 3-tiered, 100% revenue stream. You're not divvying it all up. I've been saying this since Disney announced that they were doing it with all of their content. Everyone is going to have their own platform. As soon as the technology is available it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper farther down the pipeline. Just like everyone's got a YouTube channel, the next evolution is your own channel that doesn't rely on the backbone of YouTube. Why? Because eventually YouTube's going to come like they already are for the censorship. Now YouTube people, I don't know if you know this, dear, YouTubers are losing monetization because of the inappropriate things people are saying in their comment sections. Not the stuff that they're doing in the videos, but because of third-party people you have no control over putting inappropriate comments on there, it's getting flagged, and the advertisers are pulling their dollars off of the YouTube platforms and stuff like that.
So what they would rather is the creators go to the advanced settings and make it so no one can put comments.
That's the option if you want to keep some of your stuff monetized, that you have to do that. Which
just gives power to the haters.
But it also prohibits the ability for the video to spread as virally as it does, because every time somebody comments on it, everybody else sees that they commented on it. But that's like, It's not a fad. It's not a stopgap. That's the end result of where the entertainment change and evolution is going to. Individual channels. Just like cable box has HBO, ESPN, da-da-da-da-da, all those channels are going to be individual entities. And the way you skip a website from this website to the next site is going to be the same way you used to change channels.
I was just going to say, so who's going to be the new cable distributor?
The internet.
Where you'll have... someone's going to say, if you want to have a subscription at all the following places, if they do split it up everywhere, it's going to cost you more than it does for a cable package.
Yeah, but it's a la carte, so it's cheaper to only
and that's
ride
the
the
exact
stuff you
thing,
want.
because you want less. And so you're saying that if I have cable right now, like if I have Time Warner, Spectrum, whatever they want to call themselves, whatever. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Knocking stuff over.
Obsolete entities, that's what I want to call them.
If I have cable, I can't watch everything. Like, I can't necessarily see everything on Showtime or HBO that they're offering on their streaming.
No.
But I'm paying for their service anyway. No. But they've now decided I only get a limited amount of their shows. Like, are there certain things that are only on the streaming? Like CBS. I would like to watch the new Star Trek Discovery show or whatever that is.
Okay, go to the CBS app and watch it.
You can't. You have to have their special all access you paid for a subscription, even though it's by a normal top 3 supposedly channel. So if I wanted to be able to see everything and all these streaming apps, it's going to cost quite a bit of money. You think there isn't going to be someone who develops a program that is almost like a cable box, but is just through the internet, where here's all of your apps, here's all of the shows you like for all of that.
Like I've got a Netflix button on my controller, I've got a iHeartRadio button on my controller, I've got a Amazon and Hulu button on my controller. There will eventually be NBC buttons and all of that.
Think of like the DirecTV box, the TiVo box, but for all of your different apps, all goes into one. So if you like Handmaid's Tale, but you also like Black Mirror, it's all going in here. You don't have to open up different ones. You can just get your shows.
You've just invented cable, dear.
Exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen because you have to have.
It's gonna go right back in cyclical to what we already have.
It can't.
It's just gonna be a slightly different
because you have to be signed up with each one of the platforms to have access to them. So there's no incentive or motivation to go back to a cable package type deal. That's exactly what nobody wants. I don't want to be paying for a bunch of channels I'm not watching and never going to turn on and never going to use. That was the whole racket with cable in the first place, is that we have to jam our other channels on there and make you pay for those channels, because if we gave it all a la carte, nobody would pick these other channels and those channels would all go bankrupt. That's the racket in the first place. That's what we're breaking away from still.
Okay, your turn.
All right.
That's my abrupt ending.
Mel B said...
Who's Mel B?
One of the Spice Girls.
Okay.
Mel B said Lady Gaga broke the women's code when she made Love Eyes at Bradley Cooper throughout the duration of their steamy Oscars performance on Sunday night. All of this while the mother of Bradley Cooper's child sat in the front row.
That's a weird way to phrase it.
Was this a damn good performance, or was it a woman's code violation, as Mel B asserts, who said she felt awkward and uncomfortable sitting in the same audience that Bradley Cooper's significant other was having to watch this performance go down? It was that intense and steamy.
In the same audience, no less. Not the same row, not the same section, not even around her.
Just knowing,
to feel a physical tension or to know if her shoulders went up or anything.
Just knowing that she was in the first row.
In the same audience as her.
Made Mel B feel incredibly uncomfortable that this was happening.
Well.
Was this a great performance or a woman's code violation? In your opinion?
It's a song from the movie, right?
Yes.
It's a song that was performed during the movie where the characters interacted as such. They almost recreated it as if it was musical theater, and you do the song the same way you've rehearsed it all the time. So, no, I don't think it was a
behind those eyes.
I'm sure there were. At any given point, everyone has true feelings going on at any given point, and it might show through your eyes. I don't think it was a violation. I think if she Angelina Jolie'd the set and we find out later, that's one thing. That definitely makes it sneaky, and that makes everyone wonder why we...
Does it matter that Lady Gaga broke off her engagement within the last couple weeks?
Is there a reason? Like, the person who was engaged to her is just jealous? Can't handle the fact that she's blown up as big as she has?
Where there's smoke, there's fire, they say.
Where there's jealousy.
So what's your end result? They both said they hate performing. Why is
performing live? Okay, well, that's what she does. Yeah, she goes on tour.
Career musician. Why do you want to be a performing artist?
She
if you don't want to be
performs live mainly.
Yeah.
Or are you saying specifically any music from the movie they felt uncomfortable performing live because they're used to performing it on a stage where they can call cut and redo from any given point, so they don't have to feel as worried about how it would go?
Is this why Lady Gaga wears all these absurdly crazy outfits? Is to hide her true self because she has anxiety?
Well, I think that was just part of the entertaining part about it. But no, I don't think she broke any woman's code.
No woman code violations?
And why did she phrase it?
So
he's Bradley Cooper's mother of his child. Are they not together? Because
let me ask you
that's a weird way of not saying if they're a couple.
Because they're not married.
Are they not going out?
So let me ask you this way.
Are they not emotionally involved?
If Emily and I recreated a steamy dance sequence from
Dirty
Dancing,
whoop, whoop,
and you were there watching in the audience, would you be concerned about the deep eye contact Emily would be giving me?
I would be concerned if you guys weren't, because I gotta say, if you act like you don't want to be around each other...
It's bad dancing.
No, it means something happened, and I already need to worry.
It's bad dancing.
So, if you two are making lovey eyes, that's perfectly fine. You don't feel ashamed at all. You have nothing to worry about. The moment you can't make eye contact, and you're all, yeah, I worry then. I totally worry then. You guys be as buddy-buddy as you can be.
All right.
Hug it up.
Emily... There's a Dirty Dancing dance sequence coming if you can make it to the event.
Yeah. Chris he'll carry the watermelon first.
Time to wrap this show up.
Wrap it up.
All goes well. We're going to have our John back in this seat next week.
We miss John.
We do miss John tremendously. Our chat misses John tremendously because Andrea cannot engage and instigate the chat when she's on the show.
I'm not an instigator. Well, it's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
It's what you're supposed to be as the chat moderator. I want to thank Paris Calibur for joining us on the show today. If you have not already subscribed and followed Paris, I don't know what you're doing, but you got to get on that. Get doing it. Check out her music. Emily's Corner debuted this week. We're going to get a murder mystery game week going on. This is happening. I am live streaming our video chat of the gang playing murder mystery. I'm getting the little pipe and, dude, I'm totally getting a spectacle. Yeah, there's no way this is going down without me having a spectacle.
And a top hat.
Yeah.
A top hat.
No. Yes. Only if it's a stovetop top hat. Just like my character, like my character in Red Dead Redemption wears.
Oh, you're freaking crazy. Okie dokie.
Next week, live in studio is going to be actor, and I believe he's also a producer, Cash Hovey. Looking forward to having him here. Our first in-studio guest. We get to try out the third seat. And finally, next week, or Friday, we will be back again with Max's Fight Club. Starting March 8th, we're looking to add duels in after Max's Fight Club. And then after that, we're going to have Apex Legends tournaments, all starting on March 8th and being every Friday leading up to the event. Andrew, any final words for the show?
Thank you, everybody. We will see you all soon. Thank you.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Got our song back.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. fuck this shit, I'm out.
No thanks.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.